Oh my god, he made it drill. No fucking way. How the f did he win though? How did he win? This is insane. Look, I need an explanation for this. This is crazy.
Simone the Digger. Kyle Rayner, the White
Simone
Wizard.
the Digger.
Two men born of Earth with the willpower to
I don't know. I'm calling him Simon, guys. I'm sorry.
heavens and conquer in
I know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I can't do it. It's ingrained in my brain too much.
Armor and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
All right, let's do it.
Deep underground, Jiha village lived in dreary isolation.
Seaman. They do see it like semen.
Oblivious to the wider world.
My power appears through the heavens.
That's where the hero of our story.
Such a great
comes
anime.
in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty.
I will tell you guys, if you have not watched Gurren Lagann, please go watch it. It's very, very good.
And his little brother from another mother, Simone. He was there too, I guess. Simone was a digger, content to drill endlessly through the dirt, until the day he found the core drill.
Yes, I do love Seaman. Seaman is my favorite main character. Yes, Seaman the digger. Digging for Seaman.
A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark. But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots.
And the movie is fantastic too.
For humanity.
I would say the Gurren Lagann movie is actually really good, chat. I'll certainly go check it out. I hope they do pull a lot of info from that, because it's very relevant.
Scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren. And as befits Kamina and Simone's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann. With Kamina piloting the body
there it is,
on the head, these two were unstoppable. Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history,
all three of them are pretty good, Kage.
Be the absolute coolest.
To be honest, all three of them are pretty good.
And capable of making any weapon they can imagine, including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course, drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills.
But they haven't even talked about the part where they like fuse with the fucking like galaxy and universe in the movie.
And everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Bureku! Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills.
I love it.
That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. With Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome. Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen? Nope, and it was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger.
I remember watching Gurren Lagann and I'm like, nah, no way. It's all good. He's fine. He's fine. It's all good. Wait, what's going on?
At home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit. So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you.
That's right.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic, man. Budapest, Jorgon in Legend. Thank you for following. Welcome to the R Army. You are now cursed forever to have to instill chaos in the entire world. Chat, show them the chaos that we have in our chat. Show them what you can do. Have faith in the semen. I mean, I have faith in the semen. Okay, that came out wrong.
Simone who found Lagann, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory. Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked. Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens,
I love the moon.
Anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the
I love the moon so much.
Spiral Nemesis. Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have.
Yep.
That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah. Just
The whole movie like explains this like very well in depth.
The spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness. The spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity.
I just realized I'm glad they referenced JoJo there because that's actually a really good point. And if you've not watched Steel Ball Run, you're going to really understand why the spiral is so important.
Perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon
Nice.
would use as he led Team Gurren across the
thank you so much,
multiverse
Smith.
to
I
take the
appreciate
fight
that.
To the anti-spiral. And
Oh, I think I dropped something down here. What is this? Oh my god, it's a subscribe button. Wow. Well, since we're here, guys, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton. Okay, back to the video.
this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Channeling
Yeah, it
spiral
actually
power lets
does.
you constantly adapt to threats, no matter
This is where
how
shit gets
overwhelming.
crazy.
Simon can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions.
Nice.
He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann.
This is my favorite one.
Fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions.
Yep.
All within a Planck instant.
That's the smallest
I
unit
love
of time
this.
physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Yep. Let's go, movie! I told you guys, like, the movie actually makes insane.
Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our
Yep.
show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been
Yeah, get out of the way,
dethroned.
SpongeBob.
Oh, the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies
Poor
across
SpongeBob.
infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't
Yep.
enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap, the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Don't worry though,
Except
chap.
Simon and his spiral power are
He's got the
just
power of
built
friendship.
different. And after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive
Yep.
is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions
Whoa, whoa, I don't remember that. Hold on a
is
second.
basically infinite. Each new dimension
It was 11. Wait, what?
adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size
Holy
and
shit.
scope.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay. That's not too far off from what actually
what?
happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
What?
And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if
What?
every human being has spiral power,
So, like, I knew that, like, he absorbed the power, but I didn't know it was, like, that in depth. Holy shit. Very meta, fourth
you're
wall.
telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets actually f***ing crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Shooting missiles that alter probability so they have a 100% chance
Yep.
of hitting you. Or
Okay, I actually love that part where he talks about, he's like, he shoots the missiles and he's like, yes, but he's altered it so the trajectory of them will always hit 100% of the time.
tossing galaxies around like frisbees.
I told you guys, this is the best part in the movie. They're just throwing literal galaxies at each other. It's so crazy.
Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant universes.
Simon's
Oh, sorry,
power was so
universes,
immense
yeah.
that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him
I'm
create
telling
his
you, chap.
mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power
That's
to
insane.
survive quantum breakdown. Or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in
Wait. What, the informational level, what is that?
Physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz,
What the actual
when the is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the
What?
anti-spiral, Simone evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
Okay, this is actually peak. I'm not gonna lie in the movie.
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a
That's
drill
it's infinite size, by the way.
somehow even larger than that, Simone and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe! Meet the indomitable human spirit!
Proving Kamina's words prophetic, that Simone's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
Let's go. He said the line. He said it. Yeah. He said the line. Chat looks like a god. He said the words. It's such a good fight.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simone chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up. For
That's
all the lights in
insane.
the sky are stars, and every star
Wait, what?
another
Where did I go? I just like.
other world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Okay, so chat, I knew that the movie was going to be a problem for White Lantern, right? But legitimately, chat, how the f is White Lantern going to stop that? Like, I'm trying to go into this with an open mind, but like, how do you fight this? Like, I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm very open to what is going to happen going forward, but I'm just saying, chat, this is actually kind of crazy.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself
Yeah.
face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps. They're the space fuzz.
Oh my God,
an
Zio, that one
intergalactic
video,
police
yeah.
force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might
Not that one, not that one. Yeah, no, not that one, not that one. I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all.
hate him.
I love they reference it. They're like, people are so mad. Bro, the self-awareness is fantastic. This is why I love Death Battle. They're like, yeah, bro, people fucking hate us for that. That's awesome. I love that.
But you gotta respect a man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Till the day his will broke.
Oh, they made a
After his
t-shirt. What is
hometown
it?
Got completely obliterated.
Yeah, what's
Hal
a
lost his
t-shirt?
mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant.
Oh,
Parallax.
gotcha.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So was Kyle picked for his
Wait, so Hal went crazy, and then he gave the ring to Kyle. Well, that sucks. That's a bad ending for Hal. Dang, I didn't know that. I thought everything was gonna be good for him.
indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must
Oh,
feel
he was
good
a
being
big
given
baddie
the
now.
most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out
That
on your
sucks.
own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient fox can master it,
Why the f is Daffy Duck get the
what's your
ring?
excuse, Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user
Right.
desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets
Yep.
you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Yep.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. Light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a speed force singularity.
Tapping into the speed force
Oh, so he can do Speed Force. Okay,
requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And
okay, Speed Force is really busted, so that could be a little bit of a problem.
the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its
I agree with
user's
that, Joel.
willpower and limited only by their imagination.
Green Lantern's chip stated his ring protected him from the effects of the crisis on Infinite Earths. We also survived the crisis by using the sucker stick, an analog to the Green Lantern ring. Okay, so we already know he can not be erased. We just watched the other episode with Green Lantern, so we know he can avoid being reality erased.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
Interesting.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual
Yo, that's
working
cool.
home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks...
Yeah, that's badass. What are you talking about? That's cool. Sucker stick we shared. Look, I'm just saying if I ever date a guy again and they're all like, oh yeah, you want to see my sucker stick? I'm out. I'm out right then and there. I'm done.
Familiar?
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait,
Oh.
0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3?
Yeah, apparently he's a Gurren Lagann fan canonically.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
Right?
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's
Nice.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, they had to give it some kind of like
Although
downfall,
I'd say
right?
Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Oh, sh**.
Wasn't the only one traumatized.
Oh, sh**.
It was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male
Holy
character's
So it might surprise
The fridge. Yeah, the fridge. What in the fucking Dexter is this? That's horrible.
you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know,
That-
this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
Oh, see, I was wondering if lanterns could do that, if they could get all the different colors. So he's like the Power Rangers. He's got all of the colors of the rainbow. He's like Captain Planet all together. I see. He is Captain White Lantern. I get it.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow
What's up,
light
Tom?
of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared
Oh,
you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
That's
Orange light is
crazy.
fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Chat, I'm being real. I think he just won because of that. If he can take somebody's soul, how the fuck is Simon gonna deal with that? Because, like, even though he can be put in different, like, levels of multiverses, right? Stealing your soul is, like, one of those things. So, like, you have to have an explicit protection from that. Otherwise, like, how is he gonna break out of that? Willpower? Like, yeah, is he just gonna believe in his friendship and himself really hard? I don't know. That could be a problem, chap.
Possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage.
That's pretty
ripping
crazy.
out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like
What
it
the
sucks,
hell?
but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered
That's
by
awesome.
hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo
That's cool.
is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The
Hey, chat, I feel like my ring power would be purple. Because anytime somebody was just like, I can't go on, Elara, I can't go on. I wish I had more hope in the world. I'd just be like, I got you, come on. Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. And everybody be like, oh my God. Suddenly, I feel all the power in the world. I can do anything. Trust me, it would definitely work. 100% of the time. Yeah, I feel so hopeful right now. See? It's already working, chat. It's already working, chat.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it, he can
Aw,
trap
that's
enemies within
cute.
crystal matrices and control
Love.
their minds. But Kyle only mastered
Wow.
it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Aw, that's cool. What a cool, like, full circle for him. That's awesome.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with
I love
their
that.
powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged and Kyle became a White Lantern with total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an
That's
attack
insane.
more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
So wait, can he just be like, you're done? Like, just life is over, that's it? Goodbye? Like, how does that work?
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Far stronger than
Thanks.
Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Believe in the Lara. Yeah, believe in the booba that believes in you, chat. Believe in the booba that believes in you, chat. Anything will come true in your life. Just believe. Just believe, guys.
Who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle
Wait, the multiverse? Wait, so he can harness the power across all multiverses? Oh, that's wild. He's very, very strong.
heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation. Like
Holy
the Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle
Oh, he's really
visited
strong.
the source and acquired the life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening
What?
the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart,
I remember they mentioned this in a prior episode. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been the dark side one. I can't remember, but literally if he could just be like, oh, rewrite reality, that's pretty rough. I feel like Simon could still deal with that. We'll see what happens.
the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a
Nice.
sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle
Any Monitor's
too
truth final boss in
powerful.
DC got too.
Struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his
Oh.
whole life struggling with the power that the gods grant.
This reminds me a lot of the character that just came out in Thunderbolt. Reminds me a lot of him.
And throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting
Bigger
is
than
to
Booba,
suppress
bigger than
it.
Believe. Century, yeah, Bob, exactly. Yeah, this is kind of like a Century in the Void kind of like situation going on right here, where he's like, oh, I might own more sin to me, right?
Throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the
Right.
life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns.
Oh,
And together,
nice.
They shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not
Nice.
bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to
That's
people
cool.
who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the
Yep.
power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Wow, his power is actually insane. Like, actually insane. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I have no idea who is gonna take this because this guy can literally just rewrite anything. Simon can also kind of do that a little bit and break through multiverse kind of stuff. So, but you can also pull power through multiverse and being encounter that. I literally have no idea who is gonna take this battle. This is absolutely an insane one. All right, let's do it,
All
chat.
right, the combatants are set, and we've
Forget about
navigated
Yummy.
all
Yep.
possibilities.
Yomi can't
Get
stop my
back
spine.
For a death battle!
Yeah, go for it, WS. I love that.
All right, I'm not rusty at all.
This looks badass. I can't wait.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Bro, this looks so good, by the way. The battle itself, the animation looks incredible. Yo, did he just put a Street Fighter character? That's awesome. He said the words. Oh, the music's nice, too.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Yeah, he literally came Bob Rock. Wow, during a react. Wow, during a react, guys. Don't make me bald during the react. Okay, fine, Chad. Are you ready? Only one time. Are you ready? Ah. Ah. Yeah, this dragon is badass.
Tell me about
Holy shit.
4.
That is crazy. Oh my god, that's crazy too. He said the words.
Tengen Toppa, Gurren Lagann.
Oh, this is wild. Bro, he's not even fucking around. He went straight to it. That's amazing.
That's really cool.
Yo, this is awesome.
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know.
Literally. Bro, this is so good. I love that. They literally just skipped straight to like the top form. They're like, F the build up, just go straight for it. I love that. I love that they're using the movie like Battleground.
If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
Yo, sick. Oh, here we go.
stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me. your
Holy.
hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the scene.
The music is absolutely a banger. Alright.
Toppa, Gurren Lagann. My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens.
Yo, he said the words! He said the words! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering though, if the drill that transcends the heavens, if it's actually going to actually get past the life code that was earlier, right? Oh my god. This is crazy.
Get the drill free!
I don't know. Whoa, he made his own fucking drill? I thought it said he did break through.
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in.
I was gonna say, so wait a second, if every universe breaks and they just keep fighting each other, won't it just be like a tie? Like, like, wait, how does this work, dude? This is crazy.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green
Oh my god, he made a drill.
Let's see you grit those teeth!
No fucking way.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
No fucking way.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
No fucking way, dude. Wait a second. How the f did he win, though? How did he win? Is it because he can alter, like, the actual, like, probability of anything? Like, what the f? What? This is insane. No, I know. Look, I need an explanation for this. This is crazy.
KO! For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses! When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal
Right,
standards.
exactly.
Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and
Right, and you can alter the probability of how they hit, which he always makes 100. Is it just like, because he's like, I touch the untouchable and I break the unbreakable? Like, is that it? Is that the only reason he's like, literally, I just know you? Like, I go beyond further beyond plus ultra? How does this work?
And Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle.
Right,
Their
do the impossible.
imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up,
Right.
imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but
Yeah, the probability altering missiles are
it's likely
insane.
Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
Which is so important, right, chat? The fact he can protect himself from being erased. So literally what has to happen is he has to be defeated.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters,
Right,
the
right.
origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here,
Because willpower powers the drill power.
since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with
Yep.
their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
Yeah, so to see their power is so insane. Simon's reality warping could evolve to counter hypothetical source wall imprisonment. In a similar manner to the multiversal labyrinth, several DC characters with similar abilities have escaped the source wall in the past. Got to.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed
Very
contained
true, very
11
true.
spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember,
Which was 11,
each
right?
numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that
That's
doesn't
crazy,
necessarily
dude.
mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. His final form is just insane. Yeah, it's really like I said, it's like the little kids on the playground arguing. It's like, oh well, my punch does infinity. Well, guess what? Mine does infinity plus 1.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
The
he'll stay that
multiverse
way.
Labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several
mean,
orders of infinity.
Here's my
in an
thing
instant.
about it though. Like,
Simone,
I really feel like Simon is limitless. Like he does achieve truly infinity. You know what I mean? It never stops. You know what I mean? So it just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, exactly, Nikto. No, mine does infinity times infinity. Literally.
himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill
That's a good
Simone,
point, that's
it
a good
was only
point.
a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge.
Yeah, so even if they were battling for a long time, right? He has to recharge every 24 hours, but he can also pull power from all of the multiverses. So I don't know how important this point is because he can keep pulling the power, but essentially, I don't think he had enough to ultimately destroy Simone through the rest of it. You know what I mean? I don't think that he could actually put at the power level that was needed for that.
Especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped
Right.
several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could
That's
power
true.
through anything Kyle threw at him.
Yeah, that him surviving the multi-dimensional labyrinth pretty much proves that he can push through anything when it comes to emotional manipulation.
That is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
The life equation I'm not super familiar with because I think we're only familiar with the anti-life equation, but Kyle got the life equation in the what-if scenario. He is corrupted and ultimately destroyed himself. The King and Kyle saw his potential future. Hence why he relinquished the equation. This book also established those with a high willpower are resistant to the life equation's effects. Gotcha.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
Pretty similar
Which
level
is
of reality.
super meta, by the way.
The life equation.
Super
and a
meta,
level of
chat.
power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann
Pretty much.
in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately
Yeah, that makes sense.
greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
That's what I'm saying. Like, his potential is literally infinity, and that's why he
I
won.
hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. This was one of their best ones. The explanation was great. The battle was great. All of this was good. I gotta say, this is one of their best ones. Hands down. And the fact that we went from the Green Lantern one to this one is crazy, right, chat? Absolutely fantastic. This is so good. Such a good death battle. I really love this one. This is a great one to react to.
Next time on Death
All right, let's see what's next. Oh yeah, it's Wile E. Coyote versus Tom. I'm excited for this one.
Subscribe
That'd be a good
and
one.
join as a member to see more Death Battle.
I think it's gonna be like Scooby-Doo and Courage. It's gonna be very, very wacky. Very, very Toon Force driven. I don't know if they're gonna be able to outdo each other. I feel like it's gonna be fine either way, chat. It'll be a very good battle nonetheless. These two will destroy themselves more than their opponent, exactly.